Hi Aries, thank you for joining me. I gotta say, I usually start with Aries and just work my way through the elements. I do fire first, and then earth, and then air, and then water. And this time I started with air and water because, you know, they always go last, and so I thought I'll do them first this time. It was a mistake, girl. It was a mistake because starting with Aries is the best. Like, I've learned my lesson now. I will always start with you because fire energy is very, like, to the point, you know, so it helps me, like, get these started. And there was just so much procrastination with the air and the water, so that's why these have been late. But, you have that fire energy, that, like, spark, on top of Aries being a cardinal sign, so they initiate everything, you know. So, lesson learned. I will start with you guys so that I have that, like, that drive, you know, to get them all out. Like, Aries really go in with a bang. They're very, like, prolific and, like, eager to start. They get stuff done. And money messages for Aries and all those who love Aries. Money messages. Okay, that one wanted to come out. Spirit, what are the angelic messages for Aries and all those who love Aries? What are the angelic messages for Aries and all those who love Aries? Thank you, Aries, for joining me. I love all your comments. I usually get good feedback on Aries. I love connecting with you guys. So let's see what this month has in store. Too many. Spirit. Thank you. Hold on. Spirit, please protect us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God for Aries and all those who love Aries. One more. Attachment? I don't think I've ever got that card. Hasten. And masks. Okay. Spirit, please protect us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Aries and all those who love Aries. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. What are the messages for Aries and all those who love Aries? Thank you. Okay. Oop. Six of Staves reversed. The Fool. And the Devil reversed. I like the Devil reversed. Let's see. Okay, so in the past you may have been attached to an outcome that didn't go your way. We have the Six of Staves reversed, and when the Six of Staves is upright, it's the victory card. It usually shows a man marching in on a horse and with a laurel wreath on top of his staff and a crowd cheering for him. When it's reversed, it's like a lost victory. It's defeat. It's not winning that challenge. So when paired with attachment, perhaps you are very attached to this outcome, very attached to wanting this victory, very attached to wanting this win. And so whenever you lost, whenever you got defeated, it was probably hard to let that pain go, whatever the case may be, whether it's like a love, whether it's a career move, but it was very hard to move past that. But you did, because we have the Fool and Hasten. So, much like an Aries who hastens and is fast, you turned around, and the Fool is someone who takes a leap of faith and who risks everything they have to go into the unknown, to go into the future, to take an opportunity of a new frontier, to move on without much baggage. In this particular deck, we see like a jester figure, and he has 3 legs. So what I'm sensing with this is you are open to going in any direction. Like, I'm thinking of, have any of you guys ever seen like What the Bleep Do We Know? Or studied like quantum physics, which says that it's basically like anything is possible. Which is consequently my favorite Bible scripture, with God all things are possible. But it says that we live in a world where the future is a result of many different avenues. So basically you can go through any different wormhole, and a new dimension, a new outcome is going to present itself through these different wormholes. And it's just a matter of choosing the right one to access what you want. So I think you are in this state of looking at your possibilities and being open to all of your possibilities, which is great. I also see a spider web up here. So it's like, I get this sense of creating your own, it's like creating a net for yourself where you can catch even more possibilities that might pass you by, you know, like you're open to going through all these doors, to going through all these pathways, going through all these wormholes, going through all these avenues of possibility, but you're also leaving something in your path to catch that which you miss, you know. So that's really good. I never got that reading from that card, so thank you for sharing that insight with me. Next we have masks and the devil, and what I see from this is taking off your mask, taking off the devil's mask actually, because when the devil is upright, the devil is like this little butthole who's inside of all of us, and he tells us you can never achieve what you want, you're too this, you're too that, no one will ever love you because you're too much for them, you have too much of a temper, you're too this. It's fear and doubt and staying trapped and bound in situations that keep you in that mindset. So usually it shows a couple. It seems like they're kind of like melded in together with the devil in this particular deck. And they're usually chained to the devil. So it's like this element of like selling your soul to fear, selling your soul to doubt. And we all know that in this earthly realm, there are certain limitations, you know, like we have to go to work to make money, to, you know, pay the rent, to live in a house so that we are taken care of. But our soul, our inner selves knows that there's something higher, there's something better, that this life is only temporary, and that we are not chained to this life, and that things we want are more achievable than we allow ourselves when we break these chains. And when the devil is reversed, it's saying you are breaking those chains. It's basically like you're standing up to this bully who's keeping you down. You're standing up to this inner negative chatter that's saying you're not good enough, and you're saying you are a lie, you are not real. I'm taking the mask off you, and I know that I am as free. See, this fool is free. This fool is usually a fool jumping off a cliff because he knows that he has faith that he's going to land, you know. He has faith that his free fall is not going to result in his doom. So, whenever you demask the devil, you say, these are just illusions that you're keeping me in. So that is wonderful. So let's see what the angels have to say. You have Angel Akasha, and Akasha says, you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine mission. Cool, cool. Akasha, what does she say? Akasha says, you have already helped many people by giving them guidance, advice, and messages. You have a natural gift for delivering just the right words along with a healthy dose of comfort and inspiration. Now we urge you to be available for even more people. Your heart will tell you whether your teaching work will consist of writing, speaking, giving workshops, or counseling. I want to say what popped into my head is I write screenplays, and so my colleague, a fellow screenwriter of mine, he's an Aries, and he's very prolific. Like I said, he like pumps out this work all the time. He writes like screenplay after screenplay, and I just admire that so much. And he is very passionate and driven and dedicated to telling these stories. So if you are not like a psychic or anything, spiritual teacher isn't necessarily like a guru. You know, it can also be just your message to the world. And even if you're not creative, just like the messages you give to the world. So keep that in mind. Your message is important, Aries. Akasha goes on to say, or you may be guided to spontaneously help people whom you meet at the store, at school, or at work. See? That's what I was saying. Please know that you are absolutely qualified and that we angels back you up with our supportive energy and loving words. This is your divine life purpose. Ask us to help you with your teaching work and we will do everything we can. You might also be, I know another Aries who is a teacher, and so you might actually be teaching like youngsters, you know. So let's see what more information can we get. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Could you give us clarity for the Six of Staves reversed, attachment, and Akasha? Could you give us guidance? Could you give us further clarification on Akasha, the Six of Staves reversed, and attachment? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Knight of Chalices, Queen of Swords reversed, and the Hierophant reversed. So there are a couple of figures you may be dealing with. You may be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, this Knight of Chalices. You may be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius in the Queen of Swords, or you may be dealing with a Taurus as the Hierophant. In any case, let's see. Let's break this down. So, in your spiritual path, one story I'm getting is you may have extended an offer, like a love offer. The Knight of Chalices is like knight in shining armor, offering his cup of love, ready to rescue the princess who's stuck in a cave and give her all the love and devotion that she needs, right? And it's very gallant, but in like a sweeter way than like a sweet, gentle love, right? So you may have been offering your cup of love to a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius, and they may have been the Queen of Swords upright. The Queen of Swords, I think, is very misunderstood because upright, I see her as, in any case, she's a woman who has been through it all. She's seen it all, honey. She has been through all these trials and tribs. She has got her heart broken, and as a result, she has developed a sort of mentality that is protective. Whether that is, I mean, a lot of people say that she's bitter. When she's reversed, I definitely see a bitterness to her. I see her being resentful, like, why love? Because love only disappoints. You know, that type of attitude. When she's upright, I see her as gaining wisdom from these experiences and someone who gives really good advice to others, although she may not be an active participant in the advice that she gives. For instance, she may be like a really good matchmaker to others and pair others up, but lives like this single life, right? So when she's reversed, you may have extended an offer to someone who has been through a lot and is closed off and a little bitchy and cold. And I'm sorry if that's the case. What I'm feeling, you know, you may have felt this rejection because there's a Six of Staves reversed. So you may have felt a rejection from this person, but I don't think all is lost. When I see the Hierophant reversed, the Hierophant is, when it's upright, it's a card of doctrine. It's a card of X plus Y equals Z, cause and effect. This result will lead to, this action will lead to this result. And so whenever it's reversed, it's this very unconventional way of doing things. It's thinking outside of the box. It might be even a rebellious energy, especially I see like this, it's a very, in this particular deck, it's a very civic card. Because we have, I mean, I guess it could be a temple too. It's usually like a church card, like the Hierophant is a priest. And we see these lambs here, so it's like lambs being guided, lambs being shepherded. So it could be someone in your spiritual community who actually has a different view of the spiritual community in itself. But it's someone in any case, I think, and because they faced these experiences, because they faced these heartbreaks and these letdowns, and they have developed a sense of, you know, they've put up these walls within themselves. I think they don't want to go the conventional route. They don't want to, like, have the marriage with the 2.5 kids because they might feel as though it's an illusion, or they might feel as though they might just see the cracks in that, you know, the cracks in the system. This could be your energy. You could be, if you are the Queen of Swords, you could be someone who doesn't want to go the conventional way, and you might have an offer. But I do see it as you extending an offer. But like I said, all is not lost. It might just be in your approach. It might just be that this person wants to go about it in an unconventional way. And so, you know, have patience with them throughout this process. And, I mean, if someone is, like, super bitchy, then, you know, don't choose someone else, right? But if this is your person, if this is someone that you want to keep trying with, I think thinking outside of the box will solve this. If you are dealing with, like, if you are feeling closed off, if you are feeling bitter, but ultimately you want love, then perhaps the way to victory is to think outside of the box. Think about it in a different way, because we do have attachment here. So there's definitely an attachment to how you will achieve this victory, but it may not be the way, like the traditional way of this King of Cups, where it's like, I'll give you roses, I'll sing you love songs. You know, it may just be a different way of love that you're not expecting. And perhaps also this is something you are teaching others, that love isn't one way. Maybe perhaps the message you're giving to others is that love can take other forms and be successful. It doesn't have to be the traditional way of doing things. So next up, we have your money, health, and career. So we have hasten and the Fool. And then we have rescue. I'm going to read the whole rescue because it kind of came out sideways. So some of you might be dealing with the upright energies, and others of you might be dealing with the reversed energies. Rescue says, you are always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Upright Rescue says, asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now. That's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only to ask and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine and you'll see that many connections line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. Reversed Rescue says, are you trying to rescue another? Do you believe your love can change someone and miraculously heal this person? Or are you waiting to be rescued? Do you believe that someone will sweep you off your feet and take away all of your troubles? Reverse the Rescue card cautions you against romanticizing your situation right now. Look closely and see reality as it is rather than the illusion of how you'd like it to be. You need to step back and rescue yourself. Trust that Spirit will guide you to expose the illusion so that you may discern the difference between truth and reality. So in this deck, it shows, it's like a floating island in the sky with a woman in the center, and there's a waterfall going down. And there's like a pillar up here with smoke coming out, and then a man swooping in from the side on a hot air balloon. She doesn't look like she's in distress, but he's coming to rescue her anyway. And perhaps her distress may be just that she is in the middle of the sky, but there is no indication that she is in distress. So let's see what the other messages have to say to clarify this. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us clarity on the Fool, hasten, and rescue. For money, health, and career. One more. We have the Seven of Pentacles, like that. The Eight of Swords. And the Queen of Cups reversed. So again, you definitely might be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And let me piece this together. I feel like you let something go and you regretted it like soon after you did it. Like, and maybe you like sent a message, like an email to a coworker or something, and then it was like, why did I do that? I mean, I can't tell you what it was, but it seems like a very like quick action. You were like, oh, why did I do that? And This is like my forgiveness card because he's down on his knees, like praying to this woman. This is the Queen of Chalices. And so you could be asking for forgiveness and not getting it because it's reversed. In the traditional decks, the Queen of Chalices, she is like ultimate mama, like shoulder to cry on, sweet, like make you a sandwich and cut the crusts off, listens to your problems. Reverse, she's very manipulative, like guilt trips you, and like crocodile tears and that kind of stuff. So, well, and perhaps in this decision, in this like haste, in this sending a message and regretting it, you could be surrounded by a coworker who is holding this over your shoulder, and that's why you feel trapped. The Eight of Swords it's usually someone who is amid 8 swords around them, and they are blindfolded and tied up, and they feel trapped. But it's an illusion. The swords are mental, they're of the mind. So it's all in your head, and definitely in this deck, we see a woman who is half naked, covering herself with a blanket, and walking down the stairs with ghosts following her down the stairwell. So it's like this haunting of your head. But, I mean, these are just ghosts. These are not in physical form. They can't actually hurt you. They're just, you know, like I said with the devil, unmasking the devil, it's like they're not as powerful as you would think. So this person may be giving you hell now, but I think it's all going to be okay. The Seven of Pentacles is a card about planting your seeds and waiting for them to harvest. In the background, we have men who are tilling the soil, getting it ready for the crops to bloom, to harvest. And then in the foreground, we have a woman who is setting a dove free. She's letting it go because she knows that it's like a carrier pigeon. Like, she's sending out a message. That's exactly why I say the email. And this message that you sent out, if this is your story, this message that you sent out, I feel like it was done in a very sweet and innocent way, because she has a smile on her face. She's letting it go. She is looking for a return, and there might be a delay in the message, and you feel like the response back to this message isn't coming fast enough. But here, she trusts that the carrier pigeon is going to come back with another message. And it's a great card. It has all this growth on the side, so it's a very like fertile card, you know, tilling the soil for the harvest, growth on the outside, a sense of faith, of letting your birds free. I love this card, especially in this deck. And so whatever the message was, I think it was well-intentioned, well-meaning, and maybe someone misinterpreted it, or the response isn't coming back fast enough, and someone skewed it. The recipient skewed it in a way that has like distorted the message and caused some grief. Let me get some further clarification. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Could you further clarify? The Fool, hasten, rescue, the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Chalices. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more. Just want to get a better message for this. Lovers. Two of Cups reversed, and the Eight of Pentacles. You could be dealing with like a reproductive health issue, because I see the Lovers and the Two of Cups in your money, health, and career. Or you could be dealing with someone at work. But, and this actually, I'm seeing this kind of goes with the your overall spiritual message. because it's like you made this attempt, you sent out your message, there was a disconnect. You know, the Lovers, of course, is divine union, divine partnership, connecting with someone else through like complementary elements, like what you don't have, they have. And so you send out this love message. The Two of Cups is like the minor lovers. So it's a more innocent lovers. It's like a strong emotional bond, but in a really sweet way. Here we have children in the same manner. They're giving each other gifts. It's very sweet. In reverse, it's like disharmony, and paired with the Eight of Swords. Paired with the Eight of Swords, it's like you're trapped in this disharmonious, in this like disunion. If you have extended a love offer to someone, it could be affecting your health. I mean, it often, like, when we're sad, when we're depressed, it affects our immune system. It affects our mental health, all of that stuff. When I see the Eight of Pentacles is a little different in this deck. The Eight of Pentacles is traditionally like a craftsman type of card. And here we have a craftsman element right here. But in the traditional deck, it shows a man who is chiseling away at 8 coins. And he's done it so much and so often that he's perfected his craft. He can take a coin and have like a fast turnaround, right? So he's done it so much that he knows how to make that coin perfect. In this deck, it's like a tattoo artist has apprenticed so much. A tattoo artist has done so many tattoos that they can give the perfect tattoo. But there's this weird element in this card where someone's spying on this. So I definitely see the same story of someone who is guilt tripping, who is crying in a way to manipulate, and someone is looking over at you. I mean, okay, Eight of Pentacles is a very Aries card. Eight of Pentacles, because like I said, Aries are very prolific. Aries are very like fast moving, and they put out a lot of content, right? And so you may have someone who's just jealous. You may have someone who is, and this could even be outside of your partnership, but someone who is jealous of that ability to put so much work out and do it so well. And so they are sort of like toying with your emotions to kind of knock you off your game. Ugh, I hate that for you, Aries. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn. We have a goat in this spread. Okay, let's move on. I hope that was a good message. I don't like that for you, Aries. Okay, for love, we have treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And usually when I see this card, I think of like loving like people outside of your love relationships. I mean, of course, your romantic partner, you want to love them, but I see this card as loving like family and friends. So treasure your loved ones says, we have a group of people in our lives that love and support us. Cherish these people, whether it is a special partner, your family, or your friends. The angels are prompting you the angels are prompting you that you need to reach out to your loved ones and make sure you show them love. So, let's see. Spirit, can you give us further clarification on the devil reversed, masks, and treasure your loved ones? For Aries and all those who love Aries. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Could you give us further clarification on the devil reversed, masks, and treasure your loved ones? For Aries and all those who love Aries. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. King of Chalices again. So definitely you might be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Man, it's coming up so much. Then we have the devil again. Okay. And Justice reversed. And that's a Libra card. And you had the Queen of Swords. So I definitely see a water sign or a Libra in your life. So let's see. So the Knave of Chalices in this deck, I like it in this deck because he's someone who is searching through a dry desert, and he is searching for water sign, right? He doesn't have an abundance of water, but he knows it's there. He sees the trees. So obviously there's water around, or the trees would not be growing. But he's wandering through this dry desert, using his intuition to find water. And water is symbolic of emotion. So this could be your energy, or this could be someone you're dealing with. If it's someone you're dealing with, this person is not seeing, like, they're in a place in their lives that's kind of dry, that's kind of desolate, that's deserted, but they know that there's something under the surface, and they're just trying to tap into that. They may be dealing with with their own devils, with their own fears, with their own doubts and illusions. And so that's why it's so dry right now. You know, they may be searching for some sort of, I'm seeing like the devil, like in hell, it's so like dry and hot, a lot like the desert, right? It's like this like hellfire and brimstone has dried up all of the, like, you know, inside of the earth's crust. That like lava magma eventually turns to this really dry stone, right? And so this person's searching for love, searching for meaning, searching for joy, and all of that. You may be tying up some karmic debts. I mean, we have the devil twice, which is usually karmic debts, and then we have justice reversed. And justice in the tarot is like, it can be karmic justice. It can be like things don't seem fair in this world, right? Like, it doesn't seem fair that you're having so much consternation with this person. It doesn't seem fair that you're like battling with this person. It doesn't seem fair. You could even be going through a divorce because justice is reversed, like legal system reversed, and you're cutting these karmic ties. But it doesn't seem fair that you lost out on love. But it's like part of your soul's contract. It doesn't seem fair on this earthly plane, but it's fair in the bigger picture. It's fair in the higher realm. It's fair in the heavens. It's fair in the afterlife. So it might not make sense now, but it will later. And I think if this is your energy and you're trying to find love through this dry place, through this really hellish time, finding this love, you can start by finding this love through your loved ones. You can start by finding love through people who aren't romantic, but you know that they have love for you. Your parents, your friends, your siblings. And that's going to give you a source. It's going to like replenish this lack. It's going to replenish this period you're going through where love isn't as visible, right? So let me see. Let me go card by card and see what this has to say. I think in this process, if you have your eyes set on a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, then I really don't see it as, and this is going to apply to different Aries, you know, not all Aries are the same. These are general readings, so this will apply to some of you, but not all of you. But if you feel in your heart that this is your person, I don't feel like it's all lost. I feel like there just needs to be some patience on your part and some letting go, you know, some freeing of yourself, freeing of the situation, and this person will come back around. They'll navigate themselves back to you. But, you know, I'm a cardinal sign too. I'm a Libra, so I like to initiate things. I totally get it. Like, you have a target, you have an aim, you want to go after said target and, like, get it done, right? But I think this particular situation requires a little bit more, like, harvesting, gestation, giving it time to grow. Okay, let's see. There's definitely, like, to get to this partnership, to get to this union, to get to this love that you want, both parties are going to have to release a lot of ghosts, release a lot of baggage, release a lot of, untie a lot of karmic ties, release a lot of fears and doubts and the past and things that haunt them. Let's see. You may be dealing, this is unrelated to love. You may be dealing with a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of bureaucratic, red tape type of stuff. And perhaps that's part of the impatience, part of the haste. And dealing with this red tape is going to take some forgiveness. You know, I hate red tape too. Because again, cardinal signs, we just want to get it done, right? We just want to get it over with. But I'm thinking of this one case in the nonprofit that I have worked on and off for, where we signed this guy on, and he was great with the kids. He was a former teacher, and we loved him, right? And we decided to go through the red tape that we go through with everyone. And so we asked him to go through a background check so that he could get more, he could have more agency, because a lot of I tutor children, and so a lot of the volunteers, you know, just come in and out. And so to have more authority, you have to undergo background checks. I've had to do it, and other tutors have had to do it. And so we thought, oh, he was a former teacher. We're happy to, you know, take that step with him. And we later found out that, you through this, he refused to take a background check, and we found out it's because he had some, it wasn't harmful, it wasn't like directly harmful to children, but he had some like mental instabilities that like bled over to the parents of his former students, and it was just too much liability for us. So our feelings were that he was perfect for the job. Originally, our feelings were that he was perfect for the job, and if we had sidestepped all that bureaucracy, then we wouldn't have found out that information. And I guess that's kind of like spying, right? Like finding out all this information. I don't know why I'm telling you this story, but I guess it's going to be helpful for some Aries. So it's like we couldn't risk putting our children in danger. And I see these lambs like little children, but we couldn't risk putting our children in this like emotional upheaval, or this like unpredictability of this person. So we had to let him go, and it was hard on everyone. He really liked the kids, and we really liked him with the kids, but it's like bureaucracy sucks sometimes, and I hate it, but it does cover all bases. It does take care of, it weeds out all of the red flags so that you can get the best people for the job. Again, I have no idea why that message came out, Aries, but for some reason, let me know in the comments if that message was for you. Thank you, Aries. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. You are the best, and I have learned my lesson. I will start with you because you're number one, right? You get the party started. I love you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.